Waves rise and fall over sunken galleons, their cargo of gold and silver hidden beneath centuries of water. Across deserts, caravans carrying treasures disappear into endless sand, leaving faint traces behind. On remote islands, mysterious depressions hint at secrets buried below. Even in the digital world, fortunes can vanish into forgotten wallets, quietly waiting to be found. History holds these vanished treasures in quiet places, inviting those who look closely to uncover their stories. Storm winds tear through Spanish treasure fleets crossing the Atlantic. Ships heavy with Aztec gold and silver crash against Florida reefs, their hulls splintering like matchwood. Chests of emeralds spill into dark waters, while coins rain down through currents. Beneath the waves, coral grows over cannon barrels and broken masts. Divers find scattered pieces, but the main treasure rooms remain sealed within collapsed hulls. What fortune lies trapped in underwater chambers where no light has touched for centuries? When storms struck these solitary vessels, their hoards vanished into unmarked graves beneath the sea. The ocean stood among the forces that consumed treasure caravans. Away from Atlantic waters, perils on land awaited those transporting wealth. Sand swallows the camel train whole during the storms. Merchants leading strings of animals loaded with gold, dust, ivory, and precious stones disappear behind walls of spinning earth and howling wind. Days later, travelers find fragments, scattered coins, carved ivory, bleached camel bones. The merchants buried their valuables before storms hit, marking spots with stone cairns. But the desert shifts constantly, erasing landmarks and swallowing secrets. Metal detectors sweep across empty vastness, occasionally chirping over something metallic beneath sand. Each discovery hints at larger hoards where ancient traders made attempts to preserve fortunes from the consuming desert. While desert sands overtook traveling merchants, the upheaval of war left behind different patterns of vanishing wealth. Artillery shells shake marble halls as bankers frantically empty vaults. Gold bars stack in wheelbarrows while bags of rare coins clink in the darkness. Outside, the city burns, but inside, men move fortunes by candlelight. They bury metal strongboxes in basement chambers and hidden alcoves. Locations get scratched on paper scraps, coordinates whispered to trusted friends. But war claims its own. Bankers and friends disappear. Hastily drawn maps turn to ash. Construction crews sometimes hear shovels striking buried boxes. Inside, bundles of old currency wrapped in oilcloth, tarnished gold coins, forgotten documents. What other vaults wait beneath city streets? Yet some treasure mysteries involve elaborate engineering projects designed for concealment. Something artificial lies beneath Oak Island. Explorers find layers of oak logs at precise depths, separated by coconut fiber and clay, arranged with deliberate care. Every few feet down, another layer appears, as if the island were constructed like a giant puzzle box. Water flows through engineered tunnels, flooding excavations that reach too deep. The system required someone who understood hydraulics and possessed resources to move massive amounts of earth. What treasure could justify such elaborate protection? Recent drilling reveals chambers and passages spreading beneath the island like a vast network. The main prize remains hidden behind centuries of flooding seawater and collapsed tunnels. From these engineered, land-based mysteries, the focus shifts to treasures lost through the violence of naval warfare. Cannon fire tears through the San Jose during battle, igniting her powder magazine in a blast that sends the treasure galleon straight to the bottom. Gold coins pour through holes in her hull, while emeralds scatter across the Caribbean sea floor like green stars. The wreck lies in deep water, cargo holds partially collapsed but still containing South American wealth. Robotic cameras reveal glimpses, gleaming precious metal, treasure chests, coral growing over silver ingots. Sonar shows treasure trapped within the deepest holds. How much wealth rests sealed away by crushing ocean pressure. Large convoys of treasure ships were not the only ones undone by the ocean. Pirates suffered their own misfortunes with wealth. Pirates bury treasures on moonless nights, choosing remote beaches where small boats can land unseen. They create networks of cache sites rather than single hoards, spreading wealth across islands like an underground banking system. Each site gets marked with distinctive landmarks, split rocks, distinctive trees, 3 boulders and triangles. Captains keep rough maps, sharing locations with trusted crew. When ships go down or crews scatter, secret locations die with them. Hurricane erosion sometimes exposes what lies beneath Caribbean beaches. Metal detectors find individual coins suggesting larger deposits nearby. Most pirate treasures remain where they were planted centuries ago, waiting for someone to decode cryptic marks. The age of sailing ships and buried chests has passed, but the modern world creates its own forms of vanished wealth. Some early cryptocurrency adopters stored digital coins on hard drives when values were low. Those forgotten holdings now represent massive fortunes, but passwords and private keys live only in human memory, and memory fades. Landfills contain hard drives worth millions, their encrypted contents unreachable without password. Password recovery companies receive calls from people who can no longer access their digital treasure. Unlike buried gold that might surface accidentally, digital wealth requires precision to unlock. The treasure exists on blockchain ledgers, but remains as unreachable as if buried on the ocean floor. In a different chapter of time, the gathered riches of a city vanish through a sudden turn of deceit. Revolution sweeps through Peru, forcing Lima's elite to load accumulated wealth onto ships. Gold altarpieces from cathedrals, silver chalices, chests of jewelry, an entire colonial city's treasure packed into cargo holds. Legend tells of the crew burying everything on a remote Pacific island. The sole survivor described 3 distinctive hills and a sheltered bay, but his description could match dozens of volcanic islands. Treasure hunters search coral atolls and jungle peaks, following clues that shift like morning mist. Where among the 1,000 Pacific islands does Lima's lost fortune wait beneath tropical soil? Each vanished fortune leaves fragments, questions, and hints. The recovered pieces spark curiosity, inviting observation, imagination, and exploration. What lies just beyond reach, and which mysteries will reveal themselves next? Traces of lost wealth remind that history might hold more than what is written. Beneath oceans, under sands, inside vaults, and within digital spaces, secrets endure quietly. Perhaps the next discovery waits close enough to sense, faint glimmer guiding those willing to follow the paths left by the past.